Hello, everybody. In this live stream, I want to talk about how long to turn $200,000 into $5 million trading crypto. We're going to get started in just a little bit. In about 5 minutes. It's going to be 9:30 my time. 9:30 my time. Let's see now. I'm going to put this live stream public. That's right. Let me change this. So let's see for now. Let's see now. Yeah, but if you're able to read it. So in about 5 minutes, okay? 5 minutes. In about 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes. See now. It's probably going to be the same people that comes here because people who are interested in crypto. Usually anyone who's not interested in crypto, not interested in stocks, they don't care to watch these type of live stream. It's okay. So we're gonna start. Let me bring up my face. And we're gonna start in about 1 minute. You know, sometimes that if you don't understand something, you tend to give up. Okay. But long time ago, I would say 6, 7, 8 years ago, when I understand this concept or the concept I'm about to show you, uh, it's like a fire inside me. I never want to give up. I never do. I never want to give up because I understand that once I figure it out, meaning put the pieces of the puzzle together, uh, heck, I'm going to make more money than I know what to do with. I'm going to pass on the knowledge onto my kids, to my grandkids, to my grandchildren, and basically become the key person to change the finance of my family. Okay. So the question is, if you have $200,000, how long to turn $200,000 into $5 million trading crypto? Okay. You want to know that? There'll be different scenario. Okay. I will give you different scenario now. Okay. Let's say that you have a starting balance of $200,000 here. Okay. And trade crypto. And your goal is to make 50% per year. Okay. 50% per year. For some people, that sounds like, wait. That sounds a lot. No, it's not a lot. Because Bitcoin alone moved 200-300%, sometimes 400-500% per year, okay? And anytime it dips or make a correction, that's like a 20-30% move. And from that point up, that's a 30 to 40%. You make 2 trades per year on Bitcoin alone, you can make 50% per year, okay? You don't even have to catch the bottom or sell near the top. If you just catch the momentum alone, you can make 50% per year. So we got that out of the way, okay? And so let's say that your goal profit is 50% per year, okay? And that means every year your profit, the amount of money you profit is $100,000. So at the end of the year or the ending balance, you have $300,000, okay? And that will be year number one. And right here, I'm just giving a example. If your age, change that to your age. Let's say your age is 40. You want to know by the time you're 49 or 50 years old, how much money you have, right? Okay, let me remove this. Okay, no fear. So next year, okay, you started with $300,000 and you make 50%. So 50% of $300,000 is $150,000. Now your ending balance is $450,000. That will be end of year 2. And you would end age 41. Okay. Next one. Remember, your ending balance is 450,000. You will begin that amount next year, okay? So you're beginning that amount next year. You're gonna start with 450,000, okay? You make 50% of that, and that amount of money is $225,000. And your total balance now is $675,000. End of year number 3. You will be ending age 42, okay? And then this balance, any balance, will be the beginning of the next year, okay? Right here. So you make 50% of that, that is $337,000. And your ending balance is now $1 million. So to trade, let me make it a lot green. Green. Like that, okay? And I'm gonna bold it. So if you have $200,000 and you trade conservatively, not even aggressively, your goal is to make 50% per year, okay? And after 4 years, you would have turned $200,000 into $1 million. Now, you don't have to make one trade to make 50%. You can make 2 trades. Each trade is 25%, okay? As of right here. Now, by that time, you would end up year 4, and you will be at age 43, okay? Let's continue because we want to know how long does it take to reach $5 million, okay? And let's say retirement age is 65. Let's just call it 65. And retire to age, let's say we're gonna live to 90 years old. 90. That will equal us 25 years. Okay. So $5 million divided by 25 years equal $200,000 a year in spending money. Okay. Now, so when you reach your $1 million, okay, the next year, here it is, okay, this amount right here equals that amount, okay, and you make 50% of that. Remember, in the crypto world, 50% profit per year is basically very conservative, very conservative. You will make $500,000 that year, and your balance will be $1.5 million. Okay. And that'll be end of year 5, and you'll be your age is going to be 44 if you are 40 years old right now. And then continue on. Okay, no fill right here. This ending balance will be the starting of the next year balance. And if you make 50% here, again, you'll make $759,000 and you will reach $2.2 million. Now, this is profit average per year, okay? Because some year you can make 100%. Some year you can make 200% of your portfolio, okay? But if you average 50% per year, this is how it's gonna look. And then $2.2 million will be the beginning of the next year, right here. At 50% profit, you would make $1 million per year. And your ending balance will be $3.4 million. Okay, $3.4 million. That'll be end of year 7, and you will be your age is 46. 46 is still young for some of you. Okay. Now let's continue on. Okay. This balance, 3.4 million, will be the starting balance of next year. So you make 50% again, you make $1.7 million. So your ending balance right here is $5 million. That is the end of year number 8. So by year number 8, you would have reached your goal of $5 million. Okay. So the question is, how long does it take to turn $200,000 into $5 million trading crypto? Okay. Starting balance $200,000 at 50% per year. Remember, 50% per year is very conservative in crypto trading. You can make 2 trades, each of them 25% will make you 50% per year. Remember, Bitcoin, it moves a lot. Last year, this move alone right here, this move from here to here is close to 45%. From here, from 50-something thousand to 100,000, that's 100% return. So 50% goal is really doable. Look, remember that I made a call, a special alert to buy Bitcoin at 35,000. Look, where is that right now? 93. 93 is roughly 20%. You make another trade of 20-25% compounded is going to equals to 50% per year. That's only talking about Bitcoin. We're not even talking about XRP, Cardano, Ethereum, none of that. We're talking about Bitcoin alone, okay? Because Bitcoin move slower and less profit than some of your altcoin. So as to answer this question, it takes roughly 4 years to turn $200,000 into $1 million. And it takes about 8 years to turn $200,000 into $5 million, okay? And 8 years right here. If your age right now is 40, by the time you're 47, starting 48, you have $5 million, okay? Now let me bring up my calculator right here, okay? If you do nothing, let's say you reach $5 million and you just do nothing. Hang out until you just leave that money alone without trading anymore, without doing nothing. Don't even touch it. Of course, you want to do something, but let's say you're gonna use $5 million, okay? $5 million to retire at age 65 and live to age 90. That is 25 years in retirement, okay? So $5 million divided by 25 years, okay? 25 years equals $200 a year in spending money. $200 a year in spending money. Okay. $200,000 a year. Let's see how much is that per month. Divided by 12 months. It's $16,600 per year. Okay. Divided by 4 weeks per month. That's $4,000 a week. Okay. $4,000 a week. Chief, that's a lot of money to spend a week when you're in retirement. I mean, yeah, if you travel the world and live in luxury hotel all over the world, you're gonna spend, $4,000 a year. I mean, $4,000 a month. $4,000 a month. Okay, but that right there is the goal. Okay, for some of you. Okay, now reaching this. Now you got to be, in order to reach this plan or this roadmap, you need a proven strategy, okay? Meaning proven winning strategy. Now, I understand this concept of money compounded trade long time ago. Literally when I was in college, okay? I just couldn't figure out what to do. I don't have any direction. I don't have any mentor. I don't have any teachers to teach me how to trade or none of this. So I just kind of, forgot about it. And the fire just kind of withered away my dreams, okay? But yeah, let's go right here. See this? See this right here? I was a financial professional for this company, okay? In 2020, that was my 10-year anniversary as an agent or as a rep for this company. I officially left the company already, okay? I am no longer associated with this company, okay? I want to thank you, all the friends I've made, all the people that helped me, all the people that support me. I love y'all. I love the staff people. You know you are, your ladies, you're the best staff I could ask. I've been with two other companies, or I visit other companies, and I understand how the staff is. But you ladies at this staff, I love y'all. I remember y'all. I miss y'all. Unfortunately, I just gotta go after my dream, okay? Because the fire has been reignited, and burning hard. So I gotta chase after my dream. So I left this career, okay? I left this career as a financial professional, okay? So going back to here, okay? Now, going down a little bit. Now, I understand this concept of compounding money. That was why I never gave up on figuring out how to trade profitably. Now, I wanted to trade profitably with proven, time-tested winning strategies. Okay. When I say proven, mean traders, investors before me have used it. They have made a lot of money. They have made fortunes. They made fortunes for themselves. Let me stop my share screen for a second. Okay. So I can show my face. So as I was saying, I understand this money compounding with time-tested strategies long time ago, back when I was in college. Okay. When I graduate college, when I graduate my 6 years college from University of New Orleans, the economy was bad. Okay. I had to go work at a dealership selling cars. I had to work for 2 different car dealerships for 3 months each. In the summer, it was hot. Oh my God, we gotta wear a shirt and a tie, and we gotta take people around the parking lot to look at cars. Oh boy, I remember those very well. Okay, and I remember my friend. Uh, he was the guy who was in college with me. His name is Ricky. You know, we work at one place. I work at one place, and then I went to another place to sell. And I saw my friends right there. He was like the finance director. He was making more than 100K a year. He said, "Say, man, come work for us." You know, the car basically sells itself when you find the right person, of course. So I went there and worked as a car salesmanship for another 3 months. And deep down, I said, I can't do this. I can't see myself selling cars for a long time because this is not what I wanted to do. I don't want to be running around in the summer, hot, wearing a shirt and a tie and showing people around. It's just not me. So, I went and got my official investment license and, license to do life insurance, health, long-term care, and all that stuff. I went and got that. And by the time I got those, I was negative in the money. Heck, it cost hundreds, close to $1,000 to get to those 2 licenses. But yeah, I went to work for a life insurance company. First, it was MedLife, and I had like a manager that was supposed to take care of us. He basically had like 10 agents, new agents working for under him. There was three manager at a time, and all of a sudden one manager he decided to quit. So the guy Jason, who I was under, he was taking on many other agents, and it's hard for him to have time to develop us. I left that about 6 months, and I went to another company. I went to another company called Mass Mutual. But at that time, it was also one of the top life insurance company. It's like the top 5. Okay, top 5. Here are the top 5 life insurance company. Okay, based on ratings and stuff like that. Okay, uh, Mass Mutual, MetLife, New York Life, Northwestern, and I think another one was Guardian. They are the top ranking based on financial strength at that time. So I've been with the top 3 life insurance company. I know how it's like. Okay, the longest one I was with was New York Life. I am officially no longer with New York Life. Okay, I just want to make that statement clear. Um, in this industry, there was high failure rate. They told me before I was hired that they have well, the person who told me they have a 30% success rate, meaning out of 100 agents they hire, 30 of them will be around, and then about 10%, 30% will be around for about 3 to 5 years, and then 10% of those, 10 more, 10 of those agents will be around more than 5 years. Okay, but that was not the case. Okay, based on my own personal experience of that office, for every 100 agent they hire, after 3 years, there are only 2 to 3 left. That means a 3%, 2 to 3% successful long-term rate for more than 3 years. Heck, I've been in there 14 and a half years, and I've seen hundreds of agents come and go. Every 3 years they hire 100 agents, and 98 of them or 97 of them will be out of business within 3 years. Man, um, it was sad to see many agents drop out. There are many different reasons, but I stuck around. Back then, my English was good, but my Vietnamese was horrible. I had to use Google Translate, and I got to write all this stuff down, practice it. Sometimes I mumble to myself, and my friends would ask me, "Here, what am I doing?" I say, "I'm practicing my presentation for life insurance or for annuity or for investments in Vietnamese, so I can talk to Vietnamese people who don't speak English." Okay, so I spent like 3 or 4 years improving my Vietnamese. Okay, when I'm talking about improving my Vietnamese, I'm talking about finance and insurance language. Okay, yeah, but as I was saying, let me share my screen to get one more time. Okay, share my screen one more time. As I was saying, yeah, I did a lot to stay in the business as a financial professional for more than 15 years. I see a lot of people fail. I see a lot of people come and go. I've seen a lot of good agent who wants to help you, and I see a lot of agent who basically are unethical. Um, they will do bad things. They know they will do bad things. They know it. They intentionally do it. And some agent they went to jail. They went to jail because the company found out and the authority found out stuff. But as I was saying, you know, it's a lot of pressure on the agents. Uh, but yeah, so the reason I'm talking about this was by year 6 and 7 in the with the company, I wasn't truly happy. Heck, there was a fire burning inside me, starting to come back up, about investment trading and stuff like that. Because remember, I graduated in finance in investments. Okay, I graduated in finance in investments. Um, So numbers and probability was always something I'm good at. Okay, like literally very good at. Probability, prediction, statistic, I'm good with numbers. Okay. So I started to research back in the stock market. Heck, I want to find out you know, how the hedge fund managers did it, how the top fund managers did it, and some the strategies they do. Of course, those traders and those hedge funds, they don't teach you their strategy. They keep it a secret because they keep those things to make millions of dollars. When we're talking about millions of dollars, we're talking about a lot of money. Some hedge fund, they started with just a few $1 million, and by 10 years, they already made like $500 million. Okay. And by year 10, they became billionaires. 15 years in the business, 20 years, literally, those guys, they became billionaires. Okay. And as I was saying, how they did it was with right here, proven time-tested winning strategies. Okay, time-tested winning strategies. And the patterns among all those hedge funds, okay, all those hedge funds were, they were all, most of them made the money trend trading. They are trading with the trend. Okay. And almost all the fortune they made on the long side of the trade, not on the short side of the trade. When they see that there's a bear market, they will enter short position for a long time and get out for quick profit. But the majority of the fortune is made or has been made with long trade. Okay. Now, at the time, I also wasn't happy because even though I was making good money, okay, let's say that let's say if I worked and I make $100,000 a year, okay, $100,000 a year, to make $5 million a year, that would take me 50 years. You know, I calculated that already. I told myself, heck, I ain't got that kind of time. I ain't got that kind of time to make $5 million. What if I want to make $10 million a year by the time I'm age 65, right? That would take me 100 years. Okay. I ain't got that kind of time. Oh my gosh. And I would say, what if I make $200,000 a year? And if I want to have $5 million, meaning have $5 million when I retire, that would take me 25 years. It would take me 25 years to make gross of $5 million a year, minus tax, expenses, living expenses. I ain't gonna have $5 million a year. So to spend 25 years to make a gross $5 million a year, I I said, you know what, heck, this ain't gonna work for me. This roadmap or this path is not gonna be working for Sang. So by year 6 and 7, I started to research into the hedge fund 21 rules. Okay, I researched into the hedge fund. So here it is. Okay. Um, First guy that I looked into was this guy was like super interesting. Okay. This guy name is Richard Dennis. And Richard Dennis was considered he was considered the prince of the floor or prince in trading. Literally, it took him, meaning it took him a few years. It took him like 5 to 7 years to learn the strategies, okay? To learn the proven time tested strategies. And then once he had that, he turned $2,000 into first $100,000 in about 5 to 6, 7 years, okay? And then from that $100,000, it takes another 5 years and he reached $200 million. Literally, Richard Dennis turned $2,000 into $200 million in 10 years. And then he taught a bunch of people who have absolutely no background in trading at all. He taught like 12 people. They call them the 12 toters. These people got no finance background, no trading, no investment background. They are from all over the world. He taught them his time-tested, proven strategies, and they made him $150 million. So in total, he made like $350 million once he figured out the proven time-tested strategy. Okay. I looked at it, I was like, wow, my gosh, that's what I want to do, man. That literally, when I read his story, I was inspired. The inspiration was like, wow, wow, wow. I just don't have a roadmap. I just don't have a mentor. I don't have a guy. I don't know what to even where to look, right? Later on, I read another story of Joel Greenblatt. He averaged like 40% per year compounded. But let me give you his story. Basically, this man started a hedge fund and he gathered $7 million from investors in 1985. $7 million. Okay. And by 10 years later, 1995, that company or that hedge fund grew $7 million to more than $500 million in 10 years. $500 million. Okay. $500 million in 10 years. That equivalents to about 65% per year compounded. Okay, you don't understand that. Let me show you how that works. Let's say $7 million right here, right? Oh, 7 million, okay? And at 65% compounded. Look, by year 8. Okay, by year 8. Let me remove this so you can see it. Look. Let me block this because the number is too much. Look. By year 8, they already turned this thing into like close to $80 million. And by year 9, as I was saying, right here, from $7 million into $500 million in 10 years, and he returned the $500 million to their partners and the investor, and they closed the door to investor. Okay, and Peter Lynch is the legendary money manager for Magellan Fund. You know, in 13 years, he grew a fund from $18 million to $14 billion. And his teaching or his philosophy is very different from the conventional. He does not average down, okay? He average up. If you research him, he's averaging up. One of his saying is, when your stock is making you money, start buying more. When your card shows up, bet more, okay? Why are the conventionals, teachers, PhDs, college professors, life insurance company, investment company, and mutual funds who are not the top mutual funds, they teach you to average down. These guys, they average up. Okay, so enough with this for now. As I was saying, let's go back to $200,000. Okay. So as I was saying earlier, by year 8, $200,000 would have reached $5 million in a year 8, and you'll be 47 years old. Okay. $5.1 million is the balance of next year. With an average of 50%, you're gonna make $2.5 million, and you would, with the ending balance of $7.6 million. End of year 9, your age will be 48 years old. Okay. And if you consistently perform like this, okay, 7.6 at 50% profit is 3.8 million. That will bring you to $11 million by the end of year 10, right here. So from $200,000 starting balance with the profit goal of 50% per year. Remember, we are trading crypto. 50% per year is very conservative, okay? It's not even moderate aggressive at all, not even highly aggressive. We're talking about conservative, okay? In 4 years, $200,000 will turn into $1 million. In 8 years, $200,000 will turn into $5 million. And in 10 years, $200,000 will reach a whopping $11 million. And you will probably turn 50, okay? So, where am I going with this? I'm going with this. I hope that some of you will trade with me for the next 10 years, 5-10 years. I don't know how long I'm going to be trading. If I'm going to be trading for the rest of my life, I'm going to be trading for the rest of my life. I'll pass the knowledge on to my children, to my grandchildren, to my niece, my nephew. I'm going to I'm gonna solve the money problem of my family, okay, or the finance of my family. I'm gonna make them rich because I spent the last 7, 8 years figuring out proven time-tested advantage strategy. Okay, so as I was saying, um, this number right here, probability right here, I understood it a very long time ago. I just kind of forgot about it. And within year number 6 or 7 of working for a life insurance company, it reignited. But when it reignited, remember, I didn't know where to start looking. It's basically a blank page. Okay. Had I had like a mentor or guidance or somebody who taught it to me, he says, Stan, first you gotta go look at uh investments in chart and stuff like that, look for trends. I would have some kind of guidance. It would shorten my gap time. Okay. It would shorten the time it takes me to put the pieces to dig together. But I didn't have that. So I do everything from scratch. So that's why it took 7 or 8 years to put together what I know now. And if you remember some of my signal or alert posts, you will see the power behind what I know, those posts. Okay. So as I was saying, it all depends on what is your goal. Okay. Some of you, let's say you may start with $100,000. You want to know, hey, if I trade with Stang and his group, how long am I gonna reach $5 million? If you trade conservatively for with the goal of 50% per year, by year 10, you would have more than $5.7 million. Okay. Some of you, let's say you're 55, okay, 55 here. If you're gonna start with a trading account, $100,000, by the time you're 65, trade crypto, you could possibly have $5.7 million. Okay. Let's say we're a little bit more aggressive. Say we go for 75% per year. Look, 75% per year is a lot. Even though it's only an increase of 25% per year, but with compounding money, look at the number jump. Look, one more time, okay? 50% per year. In 10 years, you have $5.7 million. But if you go to 75% per year, it's a whopping 26%. See? 50%, 55%. Look at that. The number jumps like crazy. 60% per year. Okay. If you have $100,000 and your goal is to make 60% per year, on average of 60% per year. When I say an average, I mean some year you will make 200-300% of your portfolio. Okay. Some year you might make less because the market doesn't move in crypto. Okay. Just look at the chart for Bitcoin alone. See, look, if you take this trade, you're gonna make like a whopping 100%. You take this trade alone right here, that's 200% on your Bitcoin run already. That's just trading Bitcoin. We're not even talking about other coin. Okay, you remember this? You remember this coin? Sui. An all-in alert would have made you a whopping 600% in 4 months. 4 months, not 1 year, not 4 years, 4 months. So it all depends on what is your goal, okay? And your ages. Some of you will be in your 50s, some of you will be in your 40s, some of you will, whatever your age is, okay? So to answer this question again, how long does it take for $200,000 to reach 5 million? Okay, 5 million is right here. It takes about 8 years. If we have a goal of 50% profit per year, let's say we have a 60% profit per year, just increase it by a little bit, 60% per year. Look, bam. By year 7, you would have $5 million. And by year 8, you have $8.5 million. Let's say we go with 65% per year. Look at that. By year 8, $200,000 would reach $10 million by year 8, 65% per year. Okay. This is the power of compounding. And this is the power when you have this. Let me say one more time, when you have this. Okay. Proven, time-tested, winning strategies. Heck, you know, it took me 7 to 8 years to figure out all this stuff, but you know, I'm glad I figured it out. I'm glad. You know, sometimes I get mad. Sometimes I get mad and I think about things, why it takes me so long. Why couldn't it take like 3, 4 years? But to understand that with anything that is time tested, high quality, you got to pay the price. You got to pay the price. And that price is usually time. If you don't have time, you have money, you can pay for it with a large amount of money. I didn't have that kind of money to go figure out winning times tested strategies. I couldn't find people who can teach it to me. And if they did, and if I did find them, they probably charge an arm and a leg, and which I wouldn't want to pay, or I don't have the money to pay. So I got to pay the price with time. Okay, pay the price with time. Yeah, I just want to go over this chart with you guys and make this live stream because some of you guys will be watching this or questioning this. Some of you guys will be wanting to trade with me when I launch the business, or when I launch my trading signals or my alert signals, whatever you want to call it. Okay. I am near finished the funnel already. I have all the pieces of the puzzle to put on the funnel. Once I finish the funnel, I will let everyone know. Okay. So going back here. Okay. Going back here. The question is, how long? Let me give you guys a summary, just in case some of you just caught the end of this live stream. The question is, if you have $200,000, okay, and you want to know how long to turn $200,000 into $5 million trading crypto. So here's $200,000 starting balance, okay? And if your goal is 65% per year, okay, in about let's go with 50% per year, okay? There you go. $200,000 with the goal of 50% per year. You know, the first few years is very small. But by year 4, look, by year 4, you will reach $1 million. And by year 8, your $200,000 would have grown into a whopping $5 million. $5 million is enough to retire for 25 years. Let's say you retire at, let's say right now you're age 57, okay? 57, there you go. Or 58, okay. And by the time you're 58, you want to have $5 million for retirement right here, okay? At 5 retirement, and you're going to retire from age 65, retire all the way to age 90, okay? That is 25 years. $5 million divided by 25 years will give you $200,000 a year in spending money. That's $4,000 a week to spend for the rest of your life, okay? Now, that concludes this live stream. It's all math and probability and numbers. I hope you find value in this. Let me save this and end the live stream. Have yourself a good night.